You ever notice how dating feels like a different language after 60? Like you blinked and suddenly the whole thing flipped upside down? The old tricks, playing hard to get and waiting a certain amount of time to call, I mean, those worked when you were figuring life out, not when you've been around long enough to spot the red flags before they even show up. And here's the kicker, it's not just the rules that have changed, it's you. The person you were at 30 or 40, that's not who you are today. And trying to show up as that version, it's like wearing shoes that are two sizes too small. I mean, you can do it, but why would you want to? At this stage, it's about showing up as the best, most authentic version of yourself, not a rerun of your younger self who didn't know any better. I'm guessing you're here because you want to stop the endless reruns, the wasted time, and the confusion. You want dating that feels real, meaningful, and actually enjoyable. Good news. There's a new set of rules for dating over 50, and they're simpler and smarter than you might even think. So pour yourself a cup, coffee, settle in, and let's talk about how to make dating work for you now. Not in your 20s, but today. By the time you hit 60, you've survived kids, careers, maybe divorce, maybe caregiving. You're not about to waste what's left of your good energy decoding text messages like they're the Dead Sea Scrolls. If you like somebody, tell them. If you don't, that's okay too. But don't drag it out with polite little half promises. Saying, thanks, I don't see this moving forward, that's not cruel, it's a kindness. It frees both of you up to find somebody that actually fits into what you're looking for and who you are and the life you want. I had a client who finally told a man, I'm not interested in trading emails for sport. Either meet me or move on. He disappeared. And she was thrilled because the minute he vanished, she got her time back, her inbox, and her sanity all back. Directness at this age doesn't read as desperate, it reads as clear. And clarity is very attractive. It says, hey, I know what I want, and I'm not afraid to say it. That's the opposite of game playing, and it's the fastest way to find somebody who's on the same page instead of somebody who's stuck in chapter one. We all want a little spark. I mean, a romantic spark, yes, we must, men and women both. But here's the truth bomb, that fireworks show that you saw in your 20s, it's rare and mostly unsustainable as we age a bit. At 60, what really counts is comfort. Not like old shoes comfort, but sexy, romantic comfort. Means you can be your weird, sarcastic, messy self without worrying about what they'll think. It means you can laugh easily, you share silence without panic, and you feel a sense of calm just by being near them. I mean, think about it. If you're constantly on edge, wondering if you're funny enough or interesting enough, that's not connection. That's performance anxiety. And nobody wants that, least of all you. There was a gentleman I worked with. He said to me, after years of dating, I realized I just want somebody who feels like a soft chair at the end of a long day, not a roller coaster I have to strap into. And that's the kind of relationship that sticks, actually. Back in the 70s, I used to be a checker. That's what they called cashiers at Dominic's. It was a grocery store in the Chicago area. And there were no scanners back then in the day. My favorite thing was working the express lanes, 10 items or less, because my goal was to have every price punched into my cash register before the items even made it into my hands. Then I could just scoop them all at once and slide them straight to the bagger without flipping anything upside down to even look for a sticker with a price. You can't do that anymore with scanners. Anyway, if you enjoy pushing buttons half as much as I did, I've got two you might really like. One is becoming a channel member, the other is hitting the subscribe button. As long as you're down there poking around, you might as well go pro. Look, you've been around. You've got stories. Some are good, some that still sting a little bit, maybe. That's not baggage, though. That's background music. Anyone worth your time will want to listen to that, not change the station. There's no need to apologize for your past or pretend it doesn't exist. It's shaped you and taught you and made you resilient. And honestly, at this point, you don't have the energy or the interest to fix anybody or to be fixed. You want somebody who's steady, who can stand beside you without needing a project manager. I mean, after decades of life, you deserve that kind of calm partnership, honestly. Potential is a lovely idea, but it's not a plan. Over 60, you've got the wisdom to see the difference between who someone could be and who they actually are. If someone is consistently warm and engaged and shows up, that's a sign worth following. If they're flaky, distracted, or only around when it's convenient, yeah, that's your cue to step back. You're not here to be anybody's safety net or second choice. Match the energy they give you, not the daydream you're tempted to, write in your head. We all know the standard questions. Where are you from? What do you do? Do you have kids? But at this point, you don't want a walking biography. You want a connection. Ask questions that open up real conversation. You deserve that. What's the best trouble you ever got into? When was the last time you were really surprised about something? If you could do one thing over, what would it be? Those questions tell you who they are and if there's someone you want to spend time with. You're not signing up for emotional labor disguised as romance. If somebody is still tangled in old grudges or refuses to compromise or lives in misery, that's their story, not yours. After 60, you've carried enough baggage. You want a partner who can carry their own and carry it well. You're not here to be anybody's therapist or their life coach or emotional firefighter. One of the biggest myths about dating after 60 is that being alone is a failure or a punishment, and it's not. Solitude is freedom. If you're comfortable being on your own, you're not desperate to fill a chair. You can walk away from anybody who shrinks your life instead of expands it. And when the right person comes along, you're going to recognize them because they add joy, not just company. After 60, you've earned the right to be selective. You know what fills your cup and what drains it. You don't have to apologize for setting boundaries or saying no. You want somebody who respects your time, your energy, and your heart, not somebody who makes you question your own value. These aren't just rules, they're boundaries. Reminders that dating over 60 isn't about proving your worth, it's about protecting it. I know you. You want somebody who meets you where you are, not drags you back to a version of dating you've outgrown already. These aren't just rules, they're boundaries. Reminders that dating over 60 isn't about proving your worth, it's about protecting it. You want somebody who meets you where you are, not drags you back to a version of dating that you've outgrown already. When you follow these new rules, you save yourself from mismatches and time wasters and slow energy leaks, all those Seinfeld titles, So stop chasing maybes and start recognizing the yes in front of you. I hope you found this helpful or at least a little refreshing. If you did, you might enjoy this episode. More stuff about being over 60. And hey, before you go, please give my little mom here the thumbs up she's asking for. She needs a little extra love today, I guess. And don't forget to subscribe because the best is still ahead. Thanks again for hanging out, and until next time, have a good one.